Hi guys, what is going on? It's Dynasty1000 here, and today I'm going to be sort of doing a, sort of a movement tutorial on Black Ops 3. Now, there are multiple movements that a lot of people don't think are possible at all, or that have been patched, such as the, what was it called? It was called the G-Slide or something. Now, obviously the normal G-Slide was patched. If you didn't know what it was, basically what it was you ran, you jumped, and then you slid and jumped, like that. Yeah, they patched it, but pretty much there is a way to do it off certain ledges on the map. So I don't know if I'll get this first try, but you can do it off ledges like these. So you can just go. So as you can see, that was a G-Slide where you basically get completely launched forwards. Now this can be really easy to do, and actually before we jump into any tutorials, what I actually recommend is first off coming to your options, going to your controls, and I actually play with my button layout as tactical, just simply because it allows you to slide a lot more and get around the map a lot quicker and use a lot of the actual movement features in Black Ops 3, which is really important if you want to have the advantage over your enemies in the game. So originally you'd press B here and then slide and jump, but instead you can just press the sprint button and then jump. That was a terrible one, I forgot to jump into it, but yeah, you get the point. So pretty much to do a G-Slide off a ledge, all you need to do is jump, slide, and then jump again, and as you can see you get launched off, like forwards off. Now this can be quite tricky because essentially what you need to do is you need to land just to the edge of like the ledge and then slide as soon as you hit the floor. So jump, slide, jump. So this can be mastered quite easily. So we actually just covered the distance of about here to there in, I don't know, a couple of seconds. So you can do it like that, however it doesn't work near as well. So if you do a jump, slide, jump now, it'll show you that we come absolutely flying forwards. And yeah, it's just really effective. You can do it off, like, well, I'm on Verge at the moment, so obviously it's going to be different for each map, but you can do it off any of these ledges. Actually, I don't know if you can do it off this. Let's try. There you go. You can do it off this ledge. That was a pretty decent one, actually. But yeah, you can do it off that ledge. You can do it off pretty much any ledge where there's some sort of back to it. You can get a run up. Like this ledge, you'll be able to do it on. Oh, I fucked up. But yeah, you'll be able to do it on any ledge where essentially there's a run up to it. And you can just like get a run up, jump, and then slide at the bottom. Which is actually really simple to do. It might take just a couple of like practices in private match or something, but it's actually really easy to do. Once you've mastered it, it will allow you to get around the map a lot quicker. So I just want to point out for like all of these things that I'm doing, I do not actually tend to use Afterburner. I've got it on this class, but you do not need Afterburner. I never run Afterburner online just because I find Ghost a lot more useful. But yeah, so the second thing we're going to be going over in the video is drop shotting. So if you don't know what drop shotting is, basically it's where you come to an enemy and you just drop on the floor and start shooting them, or you start shooting them as you drop. So this can be extremely useful because on Black Ops 3 most people expect you to be, you know, boosting up in the air. So they're ready for you to jump up, but they're never ready for you to drop back and down at the same time. So obviously this can be quite tricky because a lot of people think, oh well, if I press the lie down button, then you just slide forward. So basically all you have to do to counter this is just pull backwards and drop at the same time. And as you can see, you lie down quite quickly, to be honest, and it does actually really help. Now, I will actually be bringing out gameplay on this exact map. I was using the Pharaoh. Well, I started off with the Razorback, but I was using the Pharaoh. And I actually got multiple turns, and I got multiple drop shots on that gameplay. So you'll be able to see just like it put into gameplay and showed that it really did help me in multiple situations to get like race and haters and stuff like that. So it was actually a really useful like movement to know. Now, I was actually intending to make this video afterwards, which I have done, but it kind of like in the video I'll say that because this will be going up before the actual gameplay does, so it may seem like it's a little bit out of order. I was just trying to think how I'm going to word that there, but yeah, basically to do the drop shot, I highly recommend again being on the tactical button layout, just because it does make it a lot easier. So you don't have to pick B to actually drop. You can just literally have your thumb straight over your aim button, which allows you to aim as you're dropping, so you can actually move around your actual camera whilst you're dropping, rather than having a thumb off the aim and just hoping for the best. So it is actually really useful to be playing tactical. It may take you a little while to get used to playing tactical if you don't already. However, I really do recommend getting used to it. It took me about, I don't know, a week or two, because I actually started off playing it on zombies, just because on zombies obviously you're always jumping and sliding, and it was just a lot easier to get around the map like that. But yeah, if you actually play tactical online, it allows you to do a lot more of these movements a lot easier. Like, for example, the G-Slide off ledges, I can do so much easier on tactical than I ever could not playing tactical, just playing default. But yeah, it's really worth it just to get a hang of using tactical and just stick with it, and then eventually it'll just be like, it'll be natural to you. So the last thing I'm going to say is turning. Now, it is really important to have your sensitivity high. So what a lot of people think is, oh, I'll just stick my sensitivity 14 and I'll be amazing then. It doesn't actually work like that. What you got to do is you got to sort of find a sensitivity you're comfortable on. Now, I actually do play on 14 sensitivity. That's because I always have played on 14 sensitivity almost since I started playing COD. So basically what you want to do is just find a sensitivity you're comfortable at. Try and keep them roughly the same on the actual vertical and horizontal, because it's a lot easier to like improve both of them at the same time. And all you got to do is just play until that sensitivity is really comfortable to you, just really feel it's really natural. So I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 games. And if you just turn it up by 1 and just slowly increase sensitivity over time, you won't notice as much of a difference. So say if you're playing on 5 now and you just went straight to 14, you're probably not going to be able to control it, and you're probably going to end up going quite a lot more negative than you normally would, or at all. And the best thing to do is just slowly increase sensitivity, because as again in the gameplay that I'll be uploading, you'll be able to see that I do manage to turn quite a lot of people, which is essentially where you notice someone shooting you from behind by looking at the minimap or the bullets, and you can just turn them at the same time and actually get the kill, which is really, really overpowered, especially on a game like Black Ops 3 where the guns kill so fast that it's actually surprising to get a turn. So the best thing to do is actually to almost combine like a turn and a drop shot, which can be quite difficult, but is definitely possible. The only thing you got to be careful for is sliding, because again you are pulling backwards to make sure you do the drop shot. However, if you pull backwards and move at the same time when you're turning around, you'll end up doing like a backwards slide sort of thing. So you just got to be careful you actually do drop down rather than doing a backwards slide. But yeah, as I said, it's not too difficult to actually master it. It may take, you know, just want to mess around with bots or something, just practice turning. Or you can just go for it online and see how well it works for you. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be today's video, guys. So I hope this does actually help you in some sort of way. But other than that, I will see you in the next one.